All right, I've mounted up now a glue block, just a square piece of wood that we need to, when we're working with the glue block has to be dry because I don't want to use wet wood here that once I put the screws in it, it starts to warp and shrink and could crack and pull away from the screws. So this has to be dry. I'm just going to round this up real quick. Okay. I'm going to then make a concave surface on the tailstock side. That's where the faceplate is going to seat. Now the push cut, notch, 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 notch. Then I'm going to switch to scraping. I'm going to clean up the tool marks. And I got just a very shallow concave surface there. So the glue block is now going to sit out on the rim and I'm not going to have a hump in the middle. All right, so let's take this off. We're going to just chisel off this little nub. Okay, we can't have a hump in the middle. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be gone. All right, now we're ready to screw our faceplate on there. And when we screw a faceplate on there, we can't have any hump in the middle. It can't rock, all right? But if I start to screw in dry wood like this, it's just going to split. The screws are going to split the wood, so I need to pilot hold them. So I'm going to make pencil marks where the holes need to be. When I do these glue blocks, I use them multiple times, many bowls, dozens of bowls for the same glue block. Then I'll finally wear it off and put a new one on. And now I've got a secure transfer of power between the faceplate and the glue block. Back to scraping mode. Clean up the tool marks. Nice straight line with a little bit of cone-shaped concave on it. So when I seat it up against the wood, it's going to seat right around the rim. Now the next thing I have to do is I have to drill a little hole in the middle for my coat hanger. I'm going to use a little pointed scraper and make a little funnel-shaped hole so that the drill will self-center itself down in the bottom of that cone. If I don't do this with this little scraper, the drill is going to wander around and it's going to, get off axis. It won't be perfectly running true. All right? I have a drill I have epoxied a handle on a Jacob's chuck. This drill is just a little bit bigger than my coat hanger. And I'm going to go very slowly into that little cone, wait until it centers, and then push. There we go. Now that drill hole is on axis of the lathe. I can't do this off of the lathe. I can't do it on a drill press or with a hand drill or anything because that's the center point of everything starts from that. I'm going to put my coat hanger, my high-tech coat hanger here, through that hole, and that's going to be my centering device. I'm going to take this off, get the junk out of the way. Now I'm going to make a little drill dimple, just a little point right in the center. If I'm an engineer type, I could measure this and get perfect, but I can see pretty much where the center is. I'm going to get very close to the center here. And this is not a hole, it's just a little dimple to register my coat hanger in. All right, so when the coat hanger sits in that little dimple, it's going to hold it in place. Without the coat hanger, it's going to get glued and it's going to go, it's going to be in the wrong place. So the coat hanger centers it and holds it in place for the glue. So I'm going to take a pencil, put a pencil line around there, and I'm going to put the glue just inside the pencil line. And I'm going to put a pretty good sized bead of it, but we're just inside the pencil line. Maybe the thickness of a toothpaste tube opening, and that bead's going to stand up. This is the thick or gap filling glue, CA glue, super glue, cyanoacrylate. Okay, now I'm going to put the accelerator, there's a chemical bonding accelerator that's going to go on the block, and this stuff evaporates real quick, so I'm going to be in a hurry now. Put this down on here and push it down on there. The coat hanger centered it and held it in place for just a few seconds, and now I have to wait till that cures. It's probably going to take 2 minutes for that glue to cure, and I'll be ready to turn. I'm going to spray a little bit more around the edge where the glue oozed out a bit.